A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. As the October 30th budget approaches, Chancellor Rachel Reeves has issued a stark warning. Tax rises and public spending cuts are on the horizon. With the Labour government finalizing its budget proposals, the Office for Budget Responsibility is set to evaluate the financial implications of these plans. The Institute for Fiscal Studies has suggested that Reeves may need to raise up to £25 billion from tax increases to maintain public spending in line with national income. However, reports indicate that she is aiming for a more ambitious £40 billion package of tax hikes and savings to bolster public services and initiate capital projects intended to invigorate the UK economy. Traditionally, chancellors keep their fiscal strategies under wraps until the budget is announced. Yet, certain tax increases seem increasingly probable. Reeves is expected to deliver her budget speech around 12:30 p.m. on October 30th, and as speculation mounts, the potential for national insurance (NI) increases is a hot topic. While Labour's manifesto explicitly ruled out tax hikes on income tax, VAT, and NI for working individuals, the party's leadership has left the door open for raising NI on employers. The Prime Minister and other ministers have refrained from dismissing this possibility, suggesting it could generate as much as £16 billion. Other tax hikes being considered include increases to inheritance tax, capital gains tax, and stamp duty. The Treasury has reportedly been modeling capital gains tax rates between 33% and 39%, although Treasury Minister James Murray has ruled out the latter. Meanwhile, the Institute for Fiscal Studies is advocating for careful reform rather than a simple increase in capital gains tax. Homebuyers may also face a rise in stamp duty, as the government has not committed to extending the elevated thresholds that were previously raised by the Conservatives. With the nil rate threshold for stamp duty having increased from £125,000 to £250,000, and first-time buyers enjoying a rise from £300,000 to £450,000, the implications of any changes could be significant. In terms of inheritance tax, Reeves is reportedly considering major reforms. Currently, inheritance tax is charged at 40% on estates exceeding a £325,000 threshold, which can rise to £500,000 when passing on a main home to children or grandchildren. As only 4% of deaths currently incur this tax, any proposed reforms could stir controversy, especially if they aim to significantly increase revenue. Council tax may also see a rise, potentially reaching 5% per year, double the current inflation rate. This increase would necessitate a local referendum if it exceeds the current limits. Additionally, fuel duty could be on the table for the first time in 14 years, particularly if the government chooses not to renew the temporary 5p cut. Labour has committed to capping corporation tax at 25%, the lowest in the G7, yet there remains room for adjustments to increase revenue. Chancellor Reeves has emphasized her focus on economic stability, pledging to maintain favorable capital allowances and research and development reliefs to support innovation. The introduction of VAT on private school fees is also set to take effect in January, despite criticisms from the opposition. Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson has rejected calls to delay this levy, asserting it will help fund additional teachers in state schools. However, concerns linger regarding whether this measure will generate sufficient revenue. In terms of benefits, the government is expected to announce significant cuts, with stricter eligibility criteria aimed at curbing the welfare bill. Employment Minister Alison McGovern has acknowledged the need for savings across departments while advocating for reforms within job centers to better assist individuals in finding work. The impending tax on vaping products may also see an increase, as new data reveals a concerning rise in e-cigarette usage among young people. Meanwhile, the future of free bus passes for pensioners remains uncertain, particularly as winter fuel payments are set to be eliminated for all but those on pension credit. In a bid to stimulate investment, Reeves may adjust the official definition of debt, allowing for increased borrowing to fund long-term projects. While this could raise eyebrows regarding fiscal prudence, the financial markets appear to be unfazed by the prospect. As the Chancellor prepares for her pivotal budget speech, questions remain about whether the proposed tax increases and borrowing strategies will successfully deliver on the government's ambitious public service goals or merely burden citizens with higher taxes and debt. With a £22 billion shortfall looming, The urgency for decisive fiscal measures has never been greater. The upcoming budget is not just a financial plan. It represents the government's vision for the future of public services and economic growth in the UK. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.